So welcome back guys to We Talk Boxing. So this video I'm just going to be talking about, the fight which took place on the weekend between Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. And just give you my opinion really. It was a good fight. Competitive and close fight between both guys. Again, depending on who you speak to and which news outlet that you probably subscribe to and stuff on YouTube, or everyone has their opinions on this, and some feel, well, quite a lot actually, feel that Lomachenko lost, and some feel that Devin Haney won. It's quite subjective. Obviously, the scoring didn't really help. I feel as if majority of the rounds were very, very close between both guys. And it was a competitive fight. This is what you're going to get sometimes, when you've got two different type of styles going off against each other as well. And, both guys have, got a huge amount of skill and, tenacity to go out there and win. So the fight is going to be close. And as I said, on the judges' scorecards as well, it was it was quite close. It was a majority. Sorry, not a majority. It was a unanimous decision loss for Lomachenko. But it is what it is. I think when fights like this are very, very close, there has to be a rematch. Now the question is, do I think there will be a rematch anytime soon? And my answer to that is no. And the reason for that is because I feel as if Devin Haney knows exactly what Lomachenko brings to the table now. That was by far Lomachenko's best performance now, within his last four fights that I've seen him have a fight. His last good what was it? His last good performance was against, for me anyway, was against Luke Campbell. Against Luke Campbell, he just looked brilliant. He was all over the place, Lomachenko. But the Teofimo loss, it was a tough fight for him. And then since then, yeah, he's won. He's won three straight fights back to, since the Lopez loss. But he just to me, hadn't really looked the same Lomachenko of what we all known. Do you know what I mean? And that's a case where I was a bit umming and ahhing really before the fight of whether or not we're going to see the best Lomachenko. Has he still got it? Is he too old? Has all the injuries kind of took its toll on his body? And he answered, and I was proven wrong because, as I said, it was the best Lomachenko that I've seen in a long time, and that's why we got such a close fight. And people were swaying left, right, and centre, saying that Loma won and Devin Haney won narrowly and etc. It should have been a draw, but we deserve to see a rematch later this year. I don't think one will happen next. I feel as if Devin Haney potentially should go up. You know what I mean? I feel that his next best destination is the 140 division. Reason being, if, this is just my opinion by the way, he comes up against someone like a Gervonta Davis, there's a high probability that he will get knocked out in that fight. But there's also a high probability that he could potentially outbox Gervonta Davis. But I feel as if he will get knocked out. Because the reason being, all Gervonta needs is that one big punch, really. A bit like Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight division. Except Gervonta Davis has skills. He can box and stuff like that. But I just feel that if it's a smart Devin Haney and he comes up against someone like Davis, he would just try and keep his distance, keep him at bay, try not to mix it with him. Whereas against Loma, he actually got in there a few times and, he tried to mix it to his body and stayed in close, etc. But, yeah, I feel just personally that Devin Haney's next destination is the 140 division. Now, if that does happen, obviously all the belts will be vacated. Some, obviously, organisations will automatically promote some of their interim champions, and others won't. They'll have mandatories for that as well, which leads to potentially Loma trying to maybe recapture the titles, which is going to be tough because of his age, and obviously that means that he potentially will be having another 3 to 4 fights within that division. You know what I mean? So it's going to be quite tough. But you guys can let me know your thought. Do you know what I mean? Do you feel as if the scoring on the night was right in your eyes? Do you know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Do you feel as if Lomachenko won? You know what I mean? It's subjective. At the end of the day, it's gonna go down in history that Devin Haney won on points. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter how close it was. It's the points victory that's gonna matter the most. Obviously, Loma would love to revenge that. You know what I mean? Or him and his team would like to try and get that result scrapped, but I do not think that's going to happen. That won't get scrapped. But his only chance really would be to try and get Haney back in a rematch. Obviously, I felt personally that up until I think it was round 5 or 6, no, round 6, I think, I had Devin Haney winning at that point. And then the other rounds were fairly close, and it was quite tough at times to kind of score. Obviously, Lomachenko won quite a few rounds, quite convincingly in my eyes. But as I said, up until the 6th round, I think it was 6 that I scored, and then I just stopped scoring. I had Devin Haney winning, but again, it is very subjective, and it just depends on what you like as well. But as always, guys, please subscribe and like and comment for more boxing related content. Bless.